Hello and good afternoon to you, and welcome to Freeworld News. Hope you're having a good day wherever in the world you are. We're going to start off this episode by talking a little bit about the latest meeting with include the Bank of England. Now, the Bank of England have decided to leave interest rates unchanged. How will this have an effect on currency?
Well, it shouldn't really have any effect, but it did. The last time we had this monthly Bank of England meeting, one person voted for an interest rate increase, and this time too, that same person was the only person who voted for an interest rate increase. However, in the last couple of days, the GBP is strengthened against the dollar. In fact, there's been a bit of dollar weakness because both the euro and GBP have strengthened against the dollar, so that's a dollar weakness. There's some theories as to why this. Hiroshi explained to me today that maybe one of the reasons why the euro has gone up is because the Chinese have been selling dollars and buying yuan, and of course China is one of the biggest holders of dollars, must probably be next to America the largest holder of dollars, huge reserves, and they actually spent 2% of their entire reserves on supporting the yuan at the start of this week. So that's quite unsettling. Yeah. But in the scale of things, maybe a temporary effect. So the main question has been who's going to raise the interest rates first, the Fed or Britain, or of course euro is not really in the game.
Right, okay. I mean, on the subject of the euro, we have seen pretty strong economic developments with regard to the eurozone, especially Germany, and that's one of the factors as to why the euro has shown recent signs of strengthening against the dollar in particular. Are we likely to see it continue to get stronger? Because
we have seen some euro positive figures in the last week or so, mainly coming out of Germany, and that's all well and good. But overall, it has to be said that most of the pundits are really euro negative. And what I've got in my hand here is, in fact, the Barclays forecast. I've asked permission for them to put it on the website, but let's see what they say. And here's a forecast for the euros. A spot is 1.1296, just short of 1.13. Quarter four, we're not far away from that, 0.98. So they're expecting parity before the year end. Yeah. Quarter one of 2016, 0.96. Quarter two of 2016, 0.93.
This is scary speculation.
It's a very scary speculation. It's like 15% devaluation over the next 12 months. And here's the corresponding GBP forecast, which is spot 1.5446. Quarter four, 1.44. So they're saying actually like maybe 7.5% off by the end of this year. 1.143 for quarter one 2016, and quarter two, 1.41. Now, let's say we're really here to talk about dried fruit and nuts, and when the best time to trade them is, and this is a figure which surrounds all that. Mm-hmm. And what this is saying is, since we trade entirely, really, in dollar commodities, the prices of those things are priced in dollars, that we could be seeing 14-15% increases right across the board within a year. So I think if I was a packer, if I was a manufacturer, I was working in euros, I was getting paid in euros or sterling, I would seriously be thinking to cover as much as I could of my demand for the next 12 months.
Mm-hmm. So really be secure in your decision making.
Yeah, secure, knowing that your dollar, that your
be on the safe side.
Your ingredient costs or your input cost is fixed, because the people that we're selling to have to provide fixed prices for anywhere between 3 and 12 months.
Sure.
And this is the picture. It's going to start raining.
Yeah. I guess everyone's a winner if everyone starts planning ahead anyway.
Yeah.
Right, okay. To third and final question, which is slightly deviating from the topic of economics, but not too much. It's just touching light on the humanitarian crisis, which, as you all know, is unfolding in Europe at the moment, facing refugees who are entering Europe from countries such as Syria and Afghanistan, war-torn areas, and they're pretty much war refugees. As we've seen the chaotic scenes unfolding in Budapest and Hungary today, a question for you is quite a hard one, but here, tackle it if you can. As food suppliers, wholesale distributors, do we have a moral obligation to hand out free supplies of food to those in need, and particularly to these refugees?
Well, I don't know, and this has come up because one of our Austrian customers has asked us for free food. I think there's a number of points. Ishan pointed out that these aren't actually poverty refugees, they're war refugees, and many of them have the wherewithal to pay whatever it is, £2,000 a head, €2,000 a head to cross from Turkey to Lesbos. They have enough money to pay the suppliers. These are, they look reasonably well fed to me. I see them smoking cigarettes and drinking bottled water. I've got no comment to make on that. I very much think that we should let them all in, actually. But I'm not sure whether they're starving or in need of free food as such. I don't think that's really the problem here.
It would be interesting to hear. We don't really want Freeworld News to be a political and a debater, regarding food inequality and things like that. But it would be interesting to hear some of your feedback on that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So thank you very much.